Looking at my 2000 Honda Integra LS, what I have here is a timing belt where the cams are getting more and more out of sync as the crankshaft turns. I got the screwdrivers in there to illustrate a point because you might not be able to see top dead center down below there. I don't know if, well, yeah, you can probably see that red dot. Now I'm going to turn the crank. I'm trying to do all this by myself, so bear with me. But I'm going to try to turn the crank. Okay, that was, I believe, the red tick mark. I think I went the wrong way. Shit, I was thinking the screwdriver probably plunged down. Alright, here I'm coming back around the mountain here. I can't even see what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. There's red. There she goes. Here's yellow coming up. There we go. And look at that screwdriver. It's top dead center. It didn't move. You know what? Just for the naysayers, I want you to see it start to plunge. See that screwdriver plunge? So now I'm going to come back. Okay? Obviously, there's no fucking spark plug in the well. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, I'm going to come back here if I can. It's hard to see. It's still rising. And there she is on the mark. Okay, so tick marks on, screwdriver's maxed out. Okay, you probably can't see it, but there's a brass bolt somewhere in there. Where is it? I can't see the goddamn thing. There. That's the only brass bolt in that picture. I'm going to tighten that because that's the adjuster for the timing belt, and I had to loosen it. And very important, cams. Cams, probably see up and up. Tilt the camera to give you a headache, to also point out from a little distance how things sit. I have that screwdriver in the first well. It does the same thing in the fourth. Both pistons are totally up. 2 and 3 are probably totally down. The screwdriver only goes so far, but we can assume that they're where they should be. So I think everything's good with the valves and stuff. But the problem we're going to run into here is I'm going to set the phone down. I'm going to tighten the timing belt adjustment nut, and then I'm going to turn the crank, and you're going to see slowly but surely the cams will drift at a time. They'll move to 1 o'clock, then to 2 o'clock, and 3. The more I crank, the more they get out of line, which they're only supposed to be at 12 and 6, everybody has told me, and I believe, you know, that's right. But everybody also says that it's impossible. They have to be at 12 or 6. That's narrow-minded and wrong, and I'm going to show it and prove it right now. I set the phone down. Zoom out, give you something to watch while I type that. Get my 14mm wrench here. I'm on the timing belt nut. And the real good YouTube videos, this is where a guy who knows what he's doing with video editing will fast forward this through all this dull stuff. Of course, I can only drop the socket about an inch or two before I run into the air conditioning pulley. So it's a bit of a slow process. But I want you to see everything I'm doing so nobody can say, oh, you did that wrong. That's why it doesn't work. Not that you can actually see, but hopefully you can trust me. Boy, there's been a lot of people in the Honda forum, which, you know, I'm new to forums, and I guess maybe I don't know the etiquette, but people, I really want to challenge that you're doing it right. That can't be top dead center. But, you know, it's hard to point out. So that's why I do the screwdriver thing. Not that I think that this is the scientific way to do it. I know better. But, you know, I would say as a tip to people who are doing this for the first time, especially who don't have great vision or a great flashlight, it's a great guide. Take out your plugs, put the screwdriver in there, and when that piston rises and the screwdriver rises, you know you're probably around top dead center if you catch it right before it falls as you're turning the crankshaft. So then's a good time to look at the belt. You don't have to eagle-eye it every second of the day, just when that screwdriver gets all the way up. Boy, I must have had this good and loose. And I know you're only supposed to back it out 180, but I was having a lot of trouble adjusting this. I wasn't sure if I was getting it enough, so I wanted to make sure I did. But it still seems to be wanting to suck in. So I'm going to keep going until I can apply 40 pounds is what the field service manual says. Well, don't even feel I'm anywhere near there. Maybe that's part of the problem. Oh, no, it's snug. It's snugging up. Okay. A little more than what I do my oil filter, which is 30. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm tight there. Let's stand back. You know, I think those up arrows are within specs. They might be a degree or two off. And TDC down there is still good. So I'm all good. Now, the last thing you would expect as I rotate the crankshaft counterclockwise, see what I'm doing down here, is for things to get out of time. Now, the first 2 rotations are usually good. And right now, well, you can already see, I'm just now at top dead center, and look at those up arrows. They've already started to drift. And I don't know if you can see the tick mark. I'm pretty much dead on it, okay? And look at the screwdriver if you can't see the tick. Okay, that starts descending. Now, you might have noticed, the up arrow wasn't pointing at 12. Sorry, it came off down below. Hold on one second. Hard to do this. I don't want to strip the edge of the crankshaft pulley. I'm just going to turn it. Check that out. The cams are at the up position. And the screwdriver hasn't even started ascending. I'm going to use my foot to crank this, just so you guys can see. Now it's starting to come up. Just now. And look where the up arrow is. Oh, it's at 1 o'clock. How is that happening? It's magic. Okay, I'm going to keep cranking. Keep cranking. Coming around the mountain again. Here I am on the up. Wow, it's getting tough to crank. You know what? I'm stuck. Maybe that's a good point to quit this illustration. I can no longer crank this with normal effort. I'm sure if I put this breaker bar on right here, I could rotate it more. But hopefully the illustration has been made that the more I crank it, despite the adjusting bolt being nice and taut, the more the top dead center on the number 1 piston aligns with the cams being at noon or 6 o'clock. I mean, here, I'm probably going to break something, but I'm going to do it so everybody in the world can see. I'm going to put this breaker bar on, and I'm going to give it a little oomph. I don't know if I really want to do this, but nah, I don't. It's going to take too much force. One thing I could do, maybe you can appreciate in the video, I'll come back to the next time the thing rises. There, see? Oh, this is what happens. Yep, and now I'm stuck. I'm absolutely stuck. I can't really go the way I had been going. I can't go counterclockwise more than 90 degrees or clockwise with a crankshaft. This is what happened before. And you can see right about now, I'm very close to top dead center on the first piston. And look where the up symbol is. That's around 4 o'clock. So I'm all the fuck way out of whack now. It's not even close. And I can't go any more. You can see the whole engine moving. I can't move any more clockwise, which you're not supposed to torque these, I realize. And let's see how much I can move backward. And now I'm stuck there. So I'm stuck actually, gosh, that's probably a 30, it's a very small window. So there you have it. What's causing that? Anybody know? Let me know. In the meantime, I guess I'm probably gonna try to get enough leverage here to take off the crankshaft bolt, which this 1/2-inch thing at Harbor Freight was useless. Good for taking off the tire. Not much for the crankshaft pulley bolt. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, take that off and take off the lower timing belt cover and see what's going on under here.